Hello Culers, it's Pablo here and welcome back to Barca Universal. Welcome to my match review of Cornellà 0, Barcelona 2. We are through to the next round. We have beaten Cornellà away from home on the AstroTurf. Sometimes a tough watch really throughout that game, but Barca get there in the end. That is the important thing. There is a lot to talk about. So much went on in this game. Another crazy one, but Barcelona are through to the next round, and that is the important thing. Without any further ado, let's get into the match review. And of course, let's start with Ronald Koeman's team selection. We predicted a few in the build-up to this game, and I think Koeman, he went for a mix of, look, I'm going to play a few experienced and top players here, and I'm also going to draft in a few youngsters. So Neto in goal as expected, Junior and Mingueza at right back. He went for Araujo and Longley at centre-back. I wasn't expecting both of those guys to start, maybe just one or the other next to Umtiti, but I think Umtiti clearly is someone trying to be forced out right now by Ronald Koeman, so let's see what happens with him come the end of the month of January. In midfield, we saw Pjanic there in sort of the pivot role, if you like. To either side of him, he had Ilaix Moriba making his debut, so good to see Ilaix get a start. I did think overall he impressed on his first Barca start, and then of course Riqui Puig was there too. And then on the left, guys, you had Griezmann really, on the right you had Trincao, and up front Martin Braithwaite. So more of an experienced first team front line, if you like, although I do think players like Conrad de la Fuente could have got a start today, but that's how we lined up. Now let's talk about the game. Because I think, as expected, this was a hard game. We all kind of knew what sort of game this was going to be. You know, Cornellà made things hard for us. They sat pretty deep. There wasn't a lot of space, of course, on the AstroTurf. The way the ball was moving was quite odd. It often skidded through to the goalkeeper. Of course, we didn't exactly create many chances. Our best chances probably came from set pieces, such as the Trincao shot after, and it was Pjanic played a good ball back to him. So that was sort of our way in, if you like, to start the game. And it was as expected, basically, guys. You know, Cornellà trying to play for set pieces, make things hard for us. We were getting frustrated. We didn't really create many chances. It was that sort of game, but we did get away into it. And when you get away into it like this one, you have to take it, because we get a penalty here about 7 minutes before half-time. And when you're on Astro against a sort of team like this who've just knocked out Atletico 1-0 with a set piece, you have to take your penalty, and you have to goddamn score it. It's Araujo who gets fouled. It's a kick to him after a good ball into the box from Mingueza, but he does get kicked around about sort of the lower body area, if you like. Not the best challenge really from the defender, but it's actually Miralem Pjanic here who steps up. And if Barcelona go up front here 1-0 in the first half, it should go on to be a comfortable game. Pjanic steps up. For me, probably the correct decision in terms of who to take the penalty, but he misses it. The goalkeeper, who was absolutely outstanding on the game, I'm going to talk about him a bit later. He was ridiculous in goal. He saves it. A really good save. I don't think it was an overall bad penalty from Pjanic, but it is stopped by the outstanding goalkeeper with that Petr Cech helmet on. That's probably where he gets it from, A great save from him, and it remains 0-0. And it's just frustrating, because when the game is so hard like this one, where we're really desperate to get through, just go through it anyway. We didn't care how we went through this evening. We have done it in the end. But that was infuriating, because when you get the penalty, we've had so many issues from the spot again this season, and Pjanic has missed it, and we go into half-time at 0-0. And interestingly enough, guys, Ronald Koeman actually made a change at half-time. He brought off Riqui Puig and brought on Ousmane Dembélé. I don't know how well that's going to go down with the Barcelona press. I haven't really checked my phone since half-time till the end of the match. I'm just coming straight onto him in the match review. So look, I just think Riqui, like Umtiti almost, he's a player that Koeman just doesn't really like. If to put it plainly, guys, there may be other reasons for that, but I just don't see there's a bond there. He just doesn't trust him, and he immediately gets hauled off at half-time, even before someone like Ilaix Moriba making his first ever appearance for Barcelona's first team. So that says it all. But in that second half, guys, I still felt we had so many chances. We really did. The start of the half, it wasn't that great. You know, look, Neto had to make a few saves here and there. He made a really good one down to his left-hand side from actually a long shot. And look, we had a few chances going in. We constantly tried to get the likes of Griezmann on the ball, get balls into that box, even players like Araujo and Longley from set pieces. It's just so hard on that Astro, guys, to really carve out chances. And I think down the other end, we were kind of hoping that Cornellà didn't cause us too many issues. And it gives me a good chance, really, to shout out someone who, again, was absolutely outstanding, Ronald Araujo. Unbelievable defender we've got here. Just one of the best defenders I've seen in a long, long time for me. Just what he's doing every game is something we should really be happy about. It's great stuff for the future. And already in the present, guys, he's absolutely immense back there. One of the best defenders for me in La Liga right now. The way he's playing, let's just say it how it is. He's been absolutely wonderful. So well done to Araujo. And we all hope that he keeps that one going, because he's been really, really impressive back there. And in a game like today, where maybe everyone was expecting, it shouldn't be too difficult, but when they kept on getting balls into the box and really challenging us at points in the game, he's always there. His strength, the way he marshalled the ball out of play also, so good again from Araujo. But after all the huffing and puffing that we did in the second half, we did get another penalty. Can you believe it? This, for me, is another clear penalty. I actually think they could have given a penalty just before this. There's a ball into Lenglet, actually. Lenglet stayed up there for a corner, I believe. And I think the defender actually handballs it to clear it. But either way, they chip it back into the box and Lenglet gets a boot to his face here. For me, a clear penalty. The referee gives it. And Barca have the second chance in the game to score from the penalty spot. This time it's Dembele. Dembele and Pjanic both scored, by the way, in the shootout against Sociedad. So for me, again, correct decision to give it to Dembele. He steps up, and this is a shocking penalty. And you are thinking, when is it going to end? When are we finally going to score? When are we finally going to get some respite at this football club? He slabs it straight down the middle of the goalkeeper, who on the night was absolutely outstanding, but he didn't make him work for that one, Dembele. That's an easy save for the guy in goal, who was already playing so well. We didn't challenge him enough from that penalty. And to miss 2 penalties, guys, in a game where you have to go through, you're already asking for failure. You really are. We've got through in the end, but I was just thinking as the game went on, what are we doing? You cannot pass up 2 opportunities like that in such a crucial moment of the season, and that's what we did. The penalty situation is getting infuriating, as is our finishing, really. I think Ronald Koeman would agree. And I think from then onwards, we really were heaping the pressure on Cornellà. We were just thinking, can we finally score, please? You saw Martin Braithwaite have a great chance at the back post. He put it wide. For me, Braithwaite had one of his poorer games in a Barcelona shirt today. He really struggled up front. Pjanic had a great shot from outside the area, but the goalkeeper saved it absolutely outstandingly. The man in goal was just ridiculous, as I said earlier. Outstanding from him. You had Araujo there, who again was immense at the back. He had a great chance from a header that he headed over the bar. So Barcelona did have chances to kill the game in the 90 minutes. We just didn't do it. I want to give a shout out also, by the way, to Pedri and Busquets. They both came on decently late on in that second half, but of course they carried on right throughout the game. I thought Busquets added his experience to the game. He won the ball back countless times for us. He was very calm on it. He seemed to fit very well into that Astro setup, actually, and he was absolutely immense off the bench. And then you've got Pedri, guys, who we already know about, has been so good for us this season, but he comes on, he adds that real class to the game, and I was really enjoying watching him play. Of course, he got that excellent assist by the end of the game, but really good again from Pedri, and of course Busquets. But after all of that, guys, it was 0-0 after 90 minutes, and it is irritating, it really is, but I was just kind of still hoping, look, okay, let's go and win the game in extra time at least. We just had 2 penalties there, and it was infuriating. But within about 3 minutes of added time, it was Ousmane Dembele who absolutely takes the net off. A great strike from the Frenchman, and this was probably, I suppose, what we were wanting to see all evening, a real shot from outside of the box, something to surprise the goalkeeper, and that is what Dembele does. He lashes it on his right foot. The keeper, he does get a hand to it, but he can only put it onto the post, onto the crossbar, I think. A great effort from Dembele. Too powerful for the outstanding goalkeeper, and Barcelona have their lead within about 2 or 3 minutes of the restart. So that was really great to see. It put us on a great platform, really, to go and do something for the rest of the game. In between this, we certainly had chances to make it 2-0, guys. As the time went on, I thought Conrad de la Fuente was so impressive off the bench. Someone who, for me, we should have been seeing way more of in earlier games. I've said that in a few of my previews. You know, we're without a natural left winger ever since Ansel's injury. I just don't understand why Conrad has been frozen out so much. I really don't. And he proved it when he came off the bench here, guys. He was so good taking on players. He had that skill about him. And I think he also has an end product. He had a great shot, by the way, saved by that ridiculous goalkeeper in the first half of extra time. I've probably missed some of the saves that guy made. He made so many good saves, but Conrad, I just want to mention him. Like a few of the other players that I mentioned, you know, you're talking about Busquets, Pedri, Araujo. I thought Griezmann was also quite good tonight, but Conrad off the bench really impressed me. But Barcelona did have to do a bit of suffering as expected. When we go 1-0 up, Cornellà, they were throwing men forward. They were trying to pile balls into the box. They actually went down to 10 men after another bad foul on Araujo. It was the defender's second yellow card, so he went sent off. But we had to make a lot of defensive headers in that game. Araujo certainly went through the walls. He made a lot of brilliant clearances. Busquets, like I mentioned, was getting in there. Lenglet also had to do a bit of defending. Minguezan Jr., same was for them, making some good cutouts as the match went on. But we finally and eventually made it 2-0, guys. Great football. Just as Cornellà having their final attack, you were just hoping, please don't score, not penalties, but we managed to clear it away. Pedri brings it down. Good ball into Dembele, and the flick around the corner from Dembele. It takes about 5 players out of the game. It's genius, and Pedri, as they're down to 10 men, he has acres of Astro to run into. He runs all the way to the goalkeeper. I'm kind of thinking, can you place it in either side of the corner? Can you drill it maybe? Once he gets close, I'm thinking maybe dink it over him, but he waits. He sees Braithwaite. He squares it to the Danish man. He cuts back, and he finishes. Braithwaite scores. For me, undeservedly. I thought he had a poor game, like I mentioned, but Braithwaite on the score sheet for Barcelona. Barcelona 2, Cornellà 0, And look guys, we are through to the next round. It's what I wanted in the pre-match preview. Real Madrid are out, Atletico Madrid are out, and Barcelona are through. We've done it. I thought it was a hard game. I thought we did well though on the night. The penalty misses and the finishing is just irritating. It's a bad issue in this team. But overall, to get through these tricky fixtures, it's what you need to do. And look, we've done it. So well done to the team. Well done to the people who did well today. You're talking about Elias on his debut, Cornellà off the bench. Loads of other players did well for sure, but for me, standouts, Araujo, Pedri and Busquets off the bench, also very good. Pjanic, he missed a penalty, but I didn't think he was bad at all. So some decent performances in there. I think some players who we kind of expect not doing well enough again, Trincao, Braithwaite. Who else didn't have their finest game? Junior Firpo at left back, he was okay, but I just don't really trust him back there at times. Longley again, I didn't think was bad today, but again, in big games, can we really trust that guy anymore? I don't know, but that's of course topics for another day. Tonight, we're through, we've got an important win, and we've seen some bright sparks. Let me know all your thoughts down below, by the way, guys. I am intrigued to see what you guys think. This was a good win for Barcelona, in my opinion, and I'll be seeing you very, very soon for the Elche preview. We've got a La Liga game coming up now very soon after this one. Hopefully some players have been rested, and I want to see some youngsters in that team. Players like Conrad, why not start them? I'll see you guys then. Until then, enjoy yourselves, enjoy this victory, and goodbye.